I'm pretty sure that you believe these folks when they say that that's an angel, right?
I do. I think we're around them all the time. The Bible says in Hebrews that we should treat strangers with absolute courtesy because we never know if they are an angel.
Now that is a very, very good point. We should treat people with kindness because you don't know if it's an angel. So think about that. Welcome to Fire Hot Topics. It's been a minute, but I'm back to give you the esoteric views on the news. And we're going to jump straight in with some tech news. Bringing back those good old fears of what's going on in this world. Elon Musk's new agenda. Is this good or bad for mankind?
As you can see, Pager is amazingly good at mind pong.
In 2020, it was a pig with a chip in its brain. In 2021, it's a monkey playing video games. Elon Musk's Neuralink has just unveiled its latest brain-computer interface, showing a 9-year-old monkey named Pager controlling a game of Pong with its mind, all thanks to a Neuralink chip implanted in each side of its brain. The demo starts simple enough. The monkey plays a simple game on screen using a joystick. If he moves the joystick the right way, he gets a banana smoothie. But all the while, the game is using the chip inside the monkey's brain to train a computer to understand his movements. The Neuralink chips are surgically implanted inside Page's skull. They connect to his brain via more than 2,000 electrodes, each one about 1/20th the width of a human hair, and implanted in the regions of his brain that control hand and arm movement.
So this thing in his brain is attached to his arm and his hand. So he wants to pick up the apple. His intention is to pick up the apple. The computer will pick up the apple. Okay, so when he's doing his training with the human, what if he has an urge to slap that human in the face?
Larry, what the hell are you doing?
Larry!
Larry, you can't just... Oh,
Larry! Oh, are you all right? How did you...
Larry!
Each time the monkey moves his hand left or right, that movement begins as an electrical signal in his brain, an impulse that eventually sends the message down his arm to move his hand. But the Neuralink implants read these signals while they're still inside the brain, before the monkey has even moved, when the movements are still just intentions.
The movements are just still intentions. So what if he was just having a thought? What if this goes into humans, because it's more likely you're just talking to Karen in the shops. You know, they're going to say this is for people who can't move their arms, who can't move their legs. But surely this is going to soon link to like giant, massive Pacific Rim robots. This is surely where this is going. The Neuralink. It was actually called a Neuralink in Pacific Rim. Yeah, and they needed 2 of them to pilot it because it was just such a massive machine. But this is where it's all going. This is where it's all going.
The chips are connected via Bluetooth to a computer that reads the brain signals in real time and matches them to the monkey's hand movements. And here's the wild part. When the team disconnects the joystick, the computer can still predict where the monkey is going to move his hand. No joystick...
What? So it can still... So basically, we're going to give all of our brain functionality and animal functionality, feed it into a machine and live forever, as Ross has said before. But then the computer is going to be so clever that it's going to understand human behavior and animal behavior on a neuro level.
Quiet.
After only a few minutes of calibration, we can use the output from the decoder to move the cursor instead of the joystick. Pager still moves the joystick out of habit, but as you can see, it's unplugged. He's controlling the cursor entirely with decoded neural activity.
Eventually, the monkey wasn't even using the joystick anymore. He was playing a game of Pong, just using his mind. And this is when we got a hint of how Neuralink could be used in human patients. Instead of using a joystick, a person with paralysis could train a computer simply by imagining an action. And that brain signal could be picked up in real time by their Neuralink implant. In a tweet shortly after the monkey video was posted, Neuralink founder Elon Musk said the first human Neuralink would allow someone with paralysis to use a smartphone with their mind, faster than someone using their thumbs. From there, Musk said later versions of the Neuralink could be used to shunt brain signals to separate clusters of Neuralinks in the body, potentially allowing paraplegics to walk again. Of course, these are all very lofty goals and a long way off watching a monkey play Pong. But then again, the new demonstration is already a long way from what we saw in 2020 with Gertrude the pig. That Neuralink was just reading the pig's nose signals as it snuffed through the straw. This new demo showed us a far more advanced brain-computer interface, a brain literally interfacing with a computer game in real time. We may not have a timeline on a human Neuralink implant, but from this latest demonstration, our sci-fi future might not be that far off.
And the only reason this monkey is doing it is because he's got banana getting slurped out of that straw. It's the only way to keep him interested in this game. Person with paralysis, yes, this is going to help them, and it will, and it's great on that front, yes, but the dangers of this technology in the wrong hands. Oh, do you know how busy someone's brain is? Like, I don't know how busy other people's brains are, but the amount of times that I have an intention in my brain to want to do or say something that I don't actually do because my morals kick in is quite often. The human heart is evil, always. So giving them like Neuralink, updating data to Vicky, just doesn't seem like a good idea to me. And Elon Musk seems like the biggest psychopath ever. It's like Hitler on steroids. They always just try and do it with this whole paraplegic way. So everyone's like, yeah, this is great. Let's get behind this technology. Let's invest into this technology. And then in the background, all the military people are getting involved as well and creating things that we don't want to know about and that, well, we do know about them because they're all over our sci-fi programs, movies, everything. They're just programming us, getting us ready for this agenda. The robots are taking over. Look, we already love doing the robot. Who doesn't love doing the robot? Okay, international news. Let's go a bit international, into deeper waters, deeper territories. China apocalypse begins, or a false alarm. Oh, thank God. Like, China is already like really hectic, seeing loads of people fleeing for their life. You wouldn't even know what would be going on. You just see loads of Chinese people running, just sitting there like, oh, you got to get up and go. You got to get back up and go. You come back, I close down. I say, what? What happened though? People flee in panic as 30-meter skyscraper wobbles. I didn't see it wobbling. I mean, how much was this thing wobbling? And if this thing was made in China by Chinese people, they probably do have something to be worried about, because God knows what materials they were using. Probably said it was like the finest granite and it was like styrofoam or something. Time now for some historical news. We're taking you back to the future. Ancient tree evidence. Will this event repeat in the future again?
So it's a bit of a geological and archaeological whodunit. Before this work, we knew there was a lot of things happening around the world at 42,000 years ago, but we didn't know precisely how. And so this work has been coming together, bringing these ancient kauri trees from New Zealand, which have been buried in wetlands, digging them out of the ground and analysing for the radiocarbon content in the rings. So for the first time, we've been able to actually precisely date what happened when, the Earth's magnetic fields last flipped.
While people knew that the magnetic fields occasionally reversed, everyone had kind of concluded that it didn't have much impact biologically or climatically. And we've found the complete opposite.
In that process of flipping from north to south and south to north, effectively the Earth's magnetic field almost disappeared, and it opened the planet up to all these high energy particles from outer space. It would have been an incredibly scary time, almost like the end of days.
What we've found is that the reversals have caused pronounced climate change, which was a huge surprise, but also impacts on human populations that have previously been unexplained or mysterious.
We're seeing things like a huge expansion in the ice sheets over North America. We're seeing wind belts around the tropics and in the Southern Ocean shifting. We're seeing this explosion of art preserved in caves around the world, the extinction of the Neanderthals. All these things seem to be happening around the same time.
But it was only when you started talking between different areas of science you could see the connections. And before that, none of the different fields had worked out 42 was the key event across multiple different areas.
First thing first, that guy really reminds me of the guy from Kevin and Perry. Yeah, Perry Go Large. Can't remember what his name is, but that's who he sounds like. And what he's saying is very true. It's going to affect everything. If there is a polar shift, it's going to cause everything to shift. Like, there's evidence already where there were salt lakes and now there are no salt lakes. The Grand Canyon, you know, you don't just get massive chasms like that for no reason, do you? Obviously it's because it's a magnetic flip. It can move the whole world by like degrees, and that's massive. Because we don't even know what's underneath Antarctica. If that was because of a magnetic flip and that's now all ice age, 1, 2 or 3, how do we know that when the next flip happens we're not going to be ice aged? That's why Africa is probably like the safest place in the world to be. You heard it here first, Firestar. Obviously we are in the middle of a pole flip, but do these things happen every 6,000 years or 12,000 years? 42,000 years being divisible by 6 would suggest the former. Thank you, caca carrot cake. Modern science is catching up with something that is pretty much a common knowledge already. Thank you, Stewie Griffin, Cormondo Mudo. Bullsh. Okay, John Irwin, neggy. So what do you think? Ancient trees, are they evidence of a magnetic polar shift flip? Or were the ancient trees just cut down by massive giants that were living around at the time that had massive chainsaws? Because these things like Devil's Tower, ooh, they look like they've just been like straight cut. That ain't no cliff. Over now to What the 5 news. Angel caught on camera. Ooh.
All right, best story of the night right here. A Michigan couple getting the shock of their lives when they got an alert from their security camera in the driveway.
It was kind of like really unusual. I've never ever seen anything like it.
I was like, wow. I mean, that is an angel.
The photos are exactly how they were taken.
Wow.
I choose to believe it. I think it's an angel.
Take a good look. Many, including their pastors, said that they believe this image, captured by a security camera, shows an angel hovering over the family's truck last week. So could it be? And in the next picture, I think we have it, it sort of looks like it has moved to a different part over the truck. So joining me now is an expert, Pastor Don Piper, who has written about his own experience. He was in a terrible car accident, and he says he died and went to heaven and came back. He is the author of People I Met at the Gates of Heaven. Pastor Piper, good to see you tonight. I'm pretty sure that you believe these folks when they say that that's an angel, right?
I do. I think we're around them all the time. The Bible says in Hebrews that we should treat strangers with absolute courtesy because we never know if they are an angel.
Now that is a very, very good point. We should treat people with kindness because you don't know if it's an angel. So think about that. Do you even believe in angels? Do you think it was just a glitch in the matrix? Is this just a program, or is this the spiritual realm and the physical realm kaleidoscoping into this beauty that we call life? Let us know in the comments. Right, let's have a look in the comments, see what people are saying. Robin Gentry says, when I was homeless, a man stopped his car in a parking lot and called me by my name. He said, I'm here to buy you breakfast. We went to McDonald's. He also gave me some money. That was 6 years ago. He said, don't give up. You're not forgotten. Now I have a wonderful job and a fiance. Thank you, whoever you are, and thank God. That is so lovely. Oh, let me read another one. These are really lovely. I was raising 3 children alone without a car. My 8-year-old woke up burning up with fever, 104 fever. I could find no one to take us to ER. A neighbour agreed to take me 3/4 of the way. My children walked with me as I carried my sick son. We saw a doctor, got antibiotics for strep throat. We had to walk home for 3 miles, me still holding him in my arms. It seemed like hundreds of cars passed. Then as I cried out to God, I could not go on anymore and was falling to my knees. A silver sedan pulled up and a very reserved, well-dressed man told us to get in. Very unlike me, I got me and my children in the back seat. He drove off, turned into my apartment complex and stopped in front of my door. He turned towards me and said, your son will be fine. I left the piece of his car and carried my sick son to bed. Then it hit me. How did he know where we lived? I never told him. Oh, I just got goosebumps there. Oh wow, my son was cool and he ate without pain. The next day he went to school. I know my children and know he was an angel. God heard up my cry as good fathers do. Praise God for his angels. Oh, that's amazing. And you know what? It's really important. If you do believe in angels, you can't just believe in them and expect them to get on with what you want and do your bidding. Like when you have to actually activate your angels. Like you have to actually give them instructions. They're not just there to just know what you're thinking. That's why we've been given the power and authority to ask these things in the name of the Messiah for what we want and for that help in the spirit realm, because things as done in heaven, so they are done in earth, but it has to happen in the spirit realm first. So that's where you get your spiritual armor on and you be like, fight for us. Whatcha? What a lovely story. Do you believe in angels? Have you had any extraterrestrial experiences? Have you caught anything on camera? Let us know in the comments and we would love to see your videos and pictures as well. Over now to some food news. Food news. Oh God. Are crickets the new steak? Sounds like a mistake to me.
People would often kind of look at me in quite a strange way. We feed fish to chickens. All animals need to eat fats and proteins to grow, just like we do. Now these proteins come from 2 sources traditionally, that's fish meal and soya protein. Now soya protein is one of the biggest causes of deforestation in the rainforest, and fish meal means that we are dredging our oceans empty of small pelagic fish, which are the base of the global food web.
Oh, humans are just awful, aren't they? Fine, we've just absolutely reaped the world to the point of destruction, and now it's your own fault if you've got to eat insects as a result. Stop eating steak and chicken every night so that they're over farmed. If we all consciously decide to at least cut down on how much meat we eat and put like a stop to the levels of disruption and corruption that's going on in these industries, then maybe we could do something. Like, this is terrible, but I don't know if I could eat insects. If you had to eat one insect, what would it be? I think mine would be like locusts, because I know that they ate locusts in the Bible, and I kind of imagine that if you really crisped it up, it would kind of taste like that bit on the end of the chicken wing, which I think is actually delicious. So you put some all-purpose on it, barbecue it or fry it to the point of no gunk being inside, and that's probably the only way. But by the time you've done that, there's no nutritional protein or benefit to that, is there? I don't know. Does anyone know about insect protein and eating them? Do let us know down below, because it might be what we'll all have to do now, because they're kind of really pushing this thing, because there could be a potential food shortage. Maybe. You heard it here first.
We've created specialist chambers to look after the insects, their different life cycles. We can stack this 4 meters high and as many kilometers long as you like.
Okay, here's a question or a thought. They've made these cages, they've made all of these things. These things have been engineered. They're making them so that they can start farming flies, like on a big scale. You hear him? We can put loads of them next to each other. What does that mean for humanity? Like, they want us to start eating it. He's just really trying to promote this. Everyone's going to get on board with it and going to be like, well, it's protein. Oh, it's the new fancy thing. Like, all rich people like, oh, what, you don't have fly poo protein? You still on hemp? That's so last year. When the rich people start selling it to you, run.
Oh, it fucking touched me!
But when it times this by 9 billion people, it makes a fundamental difference to the way that we live on this planet.
He really wants to feed the future with insects. I'd rather eat stinging nettles, to be honest with you. Like a stinging nettle soup or something. Let's see what the comments are. Extremely interesting content, is it? Great content. I wish humans learn to interact with Mother Nature positively. Obvious but better solution is to eat the insects themselves. It's actually pretty good when prepared right. My favourite so far is roasted crickets. Told you. With some salt and spices. With just salt, they taste really similar to pistachios. Okay. Bugs are hella nutritious. So if people would just get over the yuck factor and dare themselves to try something different once in a while, the world would look different. Bugs are the solution to the food crisis. If people would just quit their squeamish 5 seconds and give it a try. No. Like, it would have to literally be like, I was out in that country and had about 5 shots of tequila and then it was prepared in front of me and someone was like, I dare you to eat that. Maybe in that situation I would bite like the leg. Try it, not the head, not any grubs, not anything that's still moving. Maybe in that situation, but in terms of like trying to sell them in Tesco's, don't know about that, babe, sorry. Up next we have cancel cunt. Oh, I said cancel cunt. Naughty. Up next we have cancel culture news. Ooh, so Shein responds to online backlash. Is this acceptable? Let's have a look. So Shein has this new phone case. And they're responding to backlash over the phone case that depicts the arrest and chalk outline of a black man. And they're like, you've brought it to our attention that the art is being interpreted as racist, which is contrary to its actual meaning. For those we offended, we sincerely apologise. What do you mean to those who they offended? Like, it's clearly like, I mean, the thing is, it's offensive, but it's true. It's offensive, but it's happening. Who was it in the office that was like, here boss, I've got a great idea. And they were like, great, this is great. Like, if they were black, it would be acceptable. But if they were white and they have no idea of what this actually means, like the Black Lives Matter committee did not get together and be like, yeah, we're gonna stand behind this. They've just been like, light bulb, let's do it. That's crazy, that's stupid. Then what, people are gonna be going around with their phones just like, look, this is what it means if you get arrested. I just not a good idea. Let me know in the comments, should companies be cancelled forever if they make one mistake? Because we've already let off companies like H&M with their monkey boy and Gucci with their blackface stuff. I mean, we've been letting Nike off for years with their sweatshops and everything that they do. So should Shein be axed, or should we give them another chance? Let us know in the comments. Should these companies be given another chance when they show that they are just ignorant? It's ignorant. That's ignorant. Come on. That's just ignorant. Or is it? I think it is ignorant. No one wants this kind of press, do they really? Or do they? You just never know with them, because they do say all press is good press. So if they're going to benefit from it now because they've had this massive publicity going on, you know, you'd be surprised how many people now go on the Shein website and probably find something that they like and buy it. So they actually still benefit. Over now to some national news. And we have Protect Our Children. Arrest over attempted child abduction in Enfield. So this was quite a big story this week. There was a child who had been abducted and managed to get out of the home where they were being kept, and has now been able to do a whistle blow on what's actually happening. Now, you see in the film Taken, I know it's not real, but it was run by, you know, Markov from Truboya, and these things are happening. Human trafficking is happening. What are they doing with our black children? Why do they want them? Is there some sort of MK adrenochrome kind of siphoning thing happening that people need to be aware of? And do you think the police are involved? Because normally these high up things don't happen without some sort of cosign. So do let us know in the comments what you think. How high up does this go? What do they want these kids for? And what can we do to actually stop these things from happening? Appreciation note to Respect Rebellion, representing his foundation Forever Family, who are working with the community to protect our children in London. So let us know in the comments, is what they are doing enough? Do we need to get more people together? Is this infiltrated into the police and the government? Are they being backed to a certain degree? Who knows? But we'd love to hear from you on what your views are. And if you have any information, do let us know. More international news now. The war in Israel, right? This is just reignited. Obviously, it's been going on continuously, but it's being brought to our attention again. Why? We don't know. I mean, this just really brings up the question, why is Israel so guarded? Like, why is there so much buzz around Israel? Every time you see the presidents, they've always got the Star of David, always doing these peace treaties, saying, you know, handshakes in front of all of these Star of David. It's very focused on Israel. Why? And it wasn't even their land to begin with, which makes me think and want to question, where is the true Israel then? Where is the true promised land? Because this is not it. This can't be it. This cannot be it. And if it is it, it's lost its powers so long ago. Because if it was meant to be, you know, this place that was set apart for the Hebrew people to flourish and to rebuild, what they've done in terms of bloody murdering their neighbour just goes against the Bible completely. What happened to the scripture that says love your neighbour? Love your neighbour, what, except if they're Israeli or Palestinian, depending on which side of the fence you are. It can't work like that. I can't see how they can call this such a holy place and condone such murder. I really can't. Either way, my heart goes out to any person who is being affected by this war on either side. You know, these people are innocent. They are basically the cannon fodder for probably two people that are so high up that hate each other. They're all just the pawns to protect the queen. But yeah, our hearts go out to them. We'll be praying for them, praying for families, praying for children, praying for women, and praying for men who are being war torn apart. Their houses are being destroyed, their livelihoods are being destroyed, and it's just not right, and it's just not good enough for 2021. We're already trying to fight a pandemic. We don't need to be fighting each other as well. So let me know in the comments, can we trust the propaganda? Can we trust the reasons why this is being ignited? Do you think that there is an ulterior motive for why it is being reignited and sort of in our faces? Because the media is the only way we know that these things are happening, and there are so many things that are happening that are not being shown to us, and then there are these things that are being shown to us. Do you think there's a reason as to why? Do you think also that Israel and Palestine could ever find peace? Is it possible? When could it be possible? I'm really interested to know what you guys think, so do let me know in the comments. What the 5 news? She crazy or crazy? She crazy or crazy? Woman sees one of the fattest rats and thought it was cool to pet it. Oh God.
Oh, golly.
Alright, well, I guess I'm gonna leave him to it. I brought him some food.
This woman is lonely. She is lonely. She needs a dog or a cat.
He probably has diseases. Hi, buddy. Are you okay? This is a rat, right? I gave him some food. I want to touch it. I'm gonna touch it. Oh. Hi. Hi.
I'm scared. I feel like the rat's gonna bite and like leap at her in a second.
Ah! It bit me.
Oh my God. Fuck.
It actually bit me. I hope it's got on video. Not bleeding, but yep.
Oh my God. What a stupid biatch. Why would you think you can pet a fucking freaking dirty rat? Ew. You could get like really bad diseases from that, stupid ass. Only here on What the 5. Did she deserve that? I say a big fat rat, yes. What do you think? Now, let me just recollect myself. Time for some LOL news now. Mum gets mad listening to Cardi B WAP. Yeah, good. That's a good mum.
What are we doing? I love this. I want to gag. I want to choke. I want you to touch that little dingly thing that's singing in the back of my throat. My hacking is fire. Punani the sun is going to dry. It's coming outside. Y'all running that thing like the cuz behind.
Right. So from this woman's reaction, like, I'm thinking she's like some South woman who doesn't really hear a lot of these kind of songs. So what message would this woman have about black women? Like, what would that solidify in her mind about black people in general? Now, there is some white guy who is paid for Cardi B to be styled, giving her these lyrics, giving her a fat ass, her tits, her stupid, her good, oh, anyway, stupid she is. What is she perpetuating? What are we copying? Like, what are we looking up to? And these people that don't know anything and already hate black people, they hear this and they go, oh, these people are so vulgar. Always putting their pussies and their asses in the camera, always shaking their tits. This is all you see of black people in the media. This is all you see. Drugs, gangs, aggression, mouthing off to the police all the time. This is always what gets highlighted. Black people always got something to say. You know, they just perpetuate these stereotypes, and then they wonder why people are like, yeah, black people suck, man. And it's because of stupid songs like this. Like, I didn't even know that she said wet ass pussy in the song because it was on TikTok when I heard it. So all I heard was WAP, and I genuinely thought it meant worship and pray. No, I didn't. I didn't even know what it meant. Like, I'm so like can't keep up with all these IRL and TMI and BRB. I don't get it. So I just thought, WAP. I don't know, who cares? But yeah, didn't know it meant that. And if I was, I thought it was bad enough when we was younger. My sister did a dance to Thong Song. Came in and showed my mum. She had thumbs like a chuck, thighs like what, baby move your butt, tune. And that was bad for that time, And now look at it, just doesn't even try to hide the fact that it's vulgar and crude. These are the words, vulgar and crude. It's beyond. There's no decorum, there's no finesse, there's no being ladylike. It's, no, when you touch that little dangly thing, it's in the back of my throat. It's so gross. Some wild news. Are giant species real? Are giant species real? 80-foot long blue whale spotted in San Diego. Giant animals, do you think that they get bigger than this? Are there more giant animals below the crust, in Sheol, in the abyss? Is there more to come? What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Now for some fire updates. We have 2 new singles out this week. The first is by Zilla called No Delay.
Enough of them switching lanes, they start to stray when it's time to ride. I'll be on my way, there's money to make, there ain't much time. There ain't no delay, there ain't no delay. There's no delay, there's no delay,
There's a little sample for you. It is an absolute summer banger. Get your TikTok videos, show us your videos and send us your clips of you getting something done that you have been procrastinating on. Send us your clips, we'll make you a video and send it back to you. And also we have Dreams by Blanco Mario featuring me as the vocals. Dreams can come true. And we also want to see your videos of dreams that have come true in the past year. So anything that's happened in lockdown, anything that's happened in this awful time of the pandemic, what dreams have come true? We want to showcase them on our social media pages. Don't worry about doing anything, just send us your clips and we'll make the videos for you, and you can send them on Instagram or you can email them to us on the email below.
Dreams can come true. Look at me, babe, I'm with you. You know you got to have hope. You know you got to be strong. Move a step closer. You know that I want you. I can tell by your eyes that you want me to. It's just a question of time. I knew we'd be together and that you'd be mine. I want you here forever. Do you hear what I'm saying? Gotta say how I feel.
Finally, we're going to end with some good news. What's it gonna be? Mariah Jones, 18, goes from women's shelter in Pittsburgh to full ride scholarship for astrophysics in Vassar. According to the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, high school senior Mariah Jones, who once lived with her mother and her older sisters at a women's centre and shelter of Greater Pittsburgh, is now on her way to Vassar College in New York this fall on a full scholarship. Jones, 18, is currently working with an astrophysicist at the University of Pittsburgh as part of a project that endeavours to estimate the distance to other galaxies, an opportunity that came about when she cold called Brett Andrews, a research assistant professor at Pitt. To quote, she had reached out to me and a bunch of other professors at Pitt, Andrews said. Her curiosity and her drive made her unique. She's taken the initiative and reached out to people she doesn't know to make an opportunity for herself. The opportunity culminated in a prestigious Quest Bridge scholarship to Vassar. Quest Bridge is a national non-profit based in California that connects exceptional low-income youths with leading colleges and opportunities. And yes, thank goodness, well done, Mariah. Like I say to anyone who gets into some sort of astrophysicist world, just be careful, because they don't just give these opportunities to people who are not going to benefit them. And I reckon if we went to the future and came back with the Terminator, this girl would probably be the reason why we were able to intergalactically travel to new galaxies that are habitable for humans. Bet it's this girl who's going to help us get there. Is that a good thing? I don't know. It's good news for her. But is it good news for humanity? Let me know in the comments. This has been Fire Hot Topics, always getting me hot under the collar. Love to the world. Peace out.